Hello everybody, welcome to Egyptology lessons. Thank you very much for joining me if you've come from Instagram where my page is there. Today, to honor the 27,000 followers, I have decided to translate the text of the Dream Stela of Thutmose IV, which is located underneath the head of the Great Sphinx at the Giza Plateau. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start by reading the very top section and then working our way through the rows as they are numbered, as you can see here, down to 14. The stela is quite damaged, unfortunately, so a lot of text is missing. I would say 98% of the text is accurate that we'll be reading today, but maybe a couple of percentages will be off due to translation and missing issues or missing parts. So let's dive into it and start reading. What we're going to do is turn on the magnifier glass right over here. So for those who are using their mobile phones or iPads, you can see a little more clearly as we read. So we'll start off with the section A right over here, and we'll read through. So we'll start right over here in this direction, and we'll read it as King of Upper and Lower Egypt, Lord of the Two Lands, Men Keper Rure. So Men Keper Rure. Thutmose, or born of Thoth, radiant of crowns, who was given life, stability, might, like Re. And here you could see the pharaoh wearing the nemes, and he is giving a nemset vase to Hermakis, who is Re personified in a statue, or Re in the horizon. Continuing over here now, we're going to see that it is Hermakis, or Re in the horizon. And here, word spoken by Re or Hermakis, word spoken, I have given life, power to the Lord of the Two Lands, Thutmose, or born of Thoth, radiant of crowns or appearances. So that's the completion of this section. And now we'll move over here to the pharaoh once more on the other side, but this time wearing the war crown or the blue war crown. And he is giving an offering of incense as well as libation, so water. And we'll start off as we did before, this time again with King of Upper and Lower Egypt, Lord of the Two Lands, once more, Men Keper Ru Re. Thutmose, born of Thoth, radiant of crowns, given life. Alright then, and down here there is the offering that the pharaoh is doing with incense. It says, making offering of incense and libation. So now what we have is once more Hermakis, or Re in the horizon, who is once more giving a blessing to the pharaoh by saying, word is spoken, I have given might to the Lord of the Two Lands, Thutmose, or Thoth is born, radiant of crowns. So that completes the two sections A and B, and now we'll move to the center where Hermakis continues to give offering by saying, word spoken, I have given appearance to Men Keper Ru Re, who's upon the throne of Geb. Thutmose, born of Thoth, radiant of crowns. Upon the office of a tomb. Alright, that's the completion of the top text over here. So what we're going to do is proceed over to the 14 rows that we're going to read and describes the story of Thutmose IV in regards to why he has erected this stela for the Sphinx. Alright everybody, so we're going to begin reading the first row. I'm going to turn on the magnifier so we can see clearly and allow us to read from mobile phones and iPads or tablets. So the first row says, the year 1 of the 3rd month of Akhet, on the 19th day, to the majesty of Horus, the mighty bull, pleasing of appearances. The two ladies, Nekhbet and Wajet, the two ladies, stable of kingship, like a tomb. The golden Horus, strong of sword, who subdues the 9 bows, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Men Keperu Re, son of Re, Thutmose, or born of Thoth, radiant of crowns. This section is missing over here, so we have the word beloved of someone or something, which is not here. So we continue to given, life, stability, and might, like Re, forever. Alright, we'll continue to row 2. May the good God live, son of Atum, who protects Horakti, the living statue of the Lord of all, the sovereign who created Re, the excellent heir of Khepri, beautiful of face, like his ruling father, who came forth complete, equipped with, missing section, of Horus, when upon him, king of Upper and Lower Egypt. This could be the word beloved of the gods, possessor of charm, before the Aeneid was purified in Iunu, or Heliopolis. We'll continue on row 3. Who appeases Re, who has established the temple of Ta, who presents Ma'at to Atum, and who rises her before the one who is south of his wall, who makes monuments as offerings to Horus, who does all things, who seeks what is beneficial for the gods of the south and north, who builds the temples in white stone, who establishes all their offerings. The son of a tomb of his body, Thutmose, or born of Thoth, radiant of crowns, like Re. Alright, we'll be reading number 4 now. Row 4. The heir of Horus, upon his throne, Men Keperure, established are the manifestations of Ra, given life. And now the story begins here. Behold, his majesty as a royal child, like the child Horus. In Hermakis, or Chemnis, or Persepolis, his beauty like that of the one who protects, his father, who is seen like the god himself. The army rejoices in his love. The royal children, and all the chieftains were before his power upon making flourish. This continues over here. Row 5, making flourish. He repeated the circuit, his strength like the son of Nut. Behold, he engaged in a pastime, in amusing himself upon the desert of Eneb-Hej, or Memphis. Eneb-Hej, or Memphis. This is a nome. Upon its southern and northern road, and upon shooting at targets in bronze, hunting lions and flocks, riding upon his chariot, his horses faster, row 6, than the wind, with only 2 of his followers. Nobody knew of this, even the birds. Behold, this his hour came, to give rest to his followers at the cut of limbs of Hermakis, or Horus in the horizon, at the side of Sokar in Rosajau, Renetutet, with male and female gods, in the upper sky. Mut, missing part, gods of the north, mistress of the southern wall. Sekhmet. Row 7. Who's foremost? Her-Ka. Set, the son of Heka, or the magician, Heka. The sacred place of the first of creation, near the lords of Haraha, the divine road of the gods, toward the western horizon of Iunu, or Heliopolis. Behold, the great statue of Khepri was lying in this place, great of power and powerful of majesty. The shadow of Ra resting upon it of him. The estates of Hekupta, or Memphis Hekupta. Hekupta was incorrectly or mutatedly transformed to Egypt, Hekupta, Egypt, later on by the Greeks. And all the cities which come upon in it their arms in adoration before him. Row 8. Carrying great offerings for his Ka. One of those days, this so happened that the royal sun saw Thutmose, Thoth is born, upon passing by at the time of midday, and this he did sit, he did see in the shadow of this great God. Sleep seized him, sleep at the due time when the sun was at the zenith. Nine. He found the majesty of this noble God upon speaking with his mouth himself, like the words of his father before his son, in saying, "Look at me now. See me now. My son, Thutmose, born of Thoth. I am your father, Hermakis, Khepri, or Horus in the horizon, Khepri, and I shall give you kingship. 10. lot of missing sections here, so we move over to here. You shall wear the white crown and the red crown upon the throne of Geb, hereditary prince. The earth shall be to you in its length and its width, everything that the eye of the Lord of all illuminates. The food or provisions before you of inside the great tributes of every land. A lifetime will be a time of great years. My face for you, my heart is for you. Row 11, which is missing quite a lot of sections, but we'll go over here. He who protects all my limbs. The sands of the desert, upon reaching to me, run to me, to grant you do that which be in my desire, knowing that you are to say, you this, my son and my protector, oh, you come in might, and I am with you always. I am. Row 12, a lot of section is missing, even all the way to here. Afterwards, he understood the words of this God, and he kept silence in his heart. Missing section, moving over till we get to here. The temples of the town, they set aside offerings to this God, this God. 13. Missing most of the section here as well, all the way to the very end. We have Khafre, who is the builder of the second largest pyramid in the Giza plateau. Khafre, image made for a tomb, Re Horakti. We move over to row 14, which is the last row, and there's absolutely nothing here, damaged for years and years. At the festivals, again, nothing over here. At this point, there's nothing at the bottom here. There is some information that describes the detail of what could have been written, but that would be conjecture until there is any valid documentation that does come up, hopefully in the near future. Well, thank you very much for following this video. I'm sorry it took this long. I know it was supposed to be done last week. But thank you for my followers on Instagram. If you're finding me on YouTube, please go to Instagram and follow me there. I do a lot of interesting hieroglyphic teachings. Please subscribe and follow, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.